Hey everyone, it's Shelly Killinger from the Shelly Killinger Group at RE/MAX CSI. Today we're talking about 5 important questions you need to ask yourself if you are thinking of building a new home. So inventory is tight these days, and more people than ever are choosing to build a brand new home rather than purchasing a pre-existing home. The idea of building it sounds great, a home just built for you with finishes chosen just to your liking. There are a lot of steps involved in the building process, however, and we wanted to share with you 5 questions to consider when you're building that new home. So the first question is, are you building in a neighborhood or on a piece of property that you will purchase on your own? You may not think it makes much of a difference, but if you're building in a neighborhood with a builder who has several lots in the neighborhood, chances are your water, your sewer, your gas, your access road, they're probably already in place, and they might even be included in the purchase price or the lot fee of your home. If you're building on your own, however, it can be much more complicated. Is there utility access at the property? If so, what are the tap-in fees to tap into that utility service? Or what are the fees to run the lines to the proposed home site? These costs can run into the tens of thousands of dollars on some properties, so be sure to look into this up front. Your second question that you should consider is, have you hired a great team of professionals to help? I can't stress this enough. Making sure you have a team of experienced professionals around you is super important. There will be an endless list of questions thrown at you probably daily, and having people to bounce ideas off of who've been through the process before, who speak the lingo, it's beyond important. Your team of professionals should include, obviously, a real estate agent who can help you shop builders, floor plans, and be another sounding board for those countless design decisions. Your builder or architect would also be another important team member. You can talk to your agent to get ideas on reputable builders from around town, get a list of their past customers that you can chat with just to make sure that they were satisfied with their experience. Choose a builder who gets back to you in a timely manner and who you truly enjoy working with, because you're going to be spending a lot of time together. The last person on your team should be your interior designer. I know it might sound frivolous and over the top to some people, but truly, a designer can make the building process so much easier. You may know your style and you may know the general look and feel of the house that you want, but there are so many decisions, especially when you're building custom, that it's easy to feel overwhelmed. And it's hard to see how all of these tiny little elements and all of these tiny little decisions will tie into the big picture. The third question you should consider is, how soon do you need to be moved in? In a typical home purchase of a pre-existing home, it takes roughly 45 days from the contract to closing table. All in all, it's a fairly short process. However, when you're building, it can be drastically different on the time frame. That time frame is heavily dependent on whether or not you're building on a prepared home site or whether you're building on raw land. If you walk into, let's say, a Miranda or a Ryan Homes development, they might be writing what they call delivery dates, which is when you would actually receive your home, of 5 months out. So it would take 5 months to build your home. But raw land can take weeks, if not months, just to complete the water and the soil testing, the clearing of the land, the preparing of the land for construction. In some instances with custom construction, you could be looking at a year out before moving day. So make sure to factor this in when you're making your plans. The fourth question to consider is, do you know your numbers? Costs can really add up quickly when you're building a new home. Even though the builder's website might say that the floor plan starts in the mid-400s, that final bill will likely be much higher. So be sure to sit down with your team, your builder, your realtor, and your designer to iron out all of those upgrades and finishes early so that you're sure how the numbers will shake out. As we mentioned before, it's important to consider that building on raw land also can be much more costly. If you're trying to build on a piece of raw land, be sure to get estimates for your running of utilities, you're putting in your access roads, you're clearing and preparing the land for building, because those could be really big ticket items. Lastly, financing is very different on new construction versus a pre-existing home. So be sure to meet with a new construction lender early on in the process to discuss interest rates, fees, and making sure all of those numbers are within your financial comfort zone. And if you don't know a new construction lender, your realtor can certainly point you in the right direction. The last question that you need to consider is, have you thought about resale? It is so easy to get caught up in the fun of upgrading your home and adding custom finishes, but don't forget that on average, American families move every 7 to 9 years. So there is a good chance that this home that you're building will not be the last home you own. So be just aware of what homes are selling for in your area so that you're not outpricing the rest of the homes in your neighborhood. So there you have it, guys. 5 questions you should ask yourself if you are thinking of building a new home. There's a lot involved in building a new home. So if you still have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to our team. We would be happy to be a resource for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on our weekly videos, as well as all of our market updates. Thanks again, guys. See you next time.